Hi, my name is Sherry. Welcome to my Stampin' Up! Studio. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a fun little Halloween treat with a little cute packaging, and it all matches together. But before I do that, I do want to share with you a couple of things. If you're watching this the day this posted, this that I'm showing you is a camp project that we'll be doing this week at my camp. So if you're in the Indianapolis area and you'd want to join us, feel free. I have a Friday night session and a Saturday morning session, and they're open to anybody. You can be a demonstrator and not in my group. That's one of my #1 asked questions. You just pay the camp price. And all of the information for that is on my website, and that is going to be, the link for that will be below this video if you're on YouTube. And also, the video that posted just prior to this one is this fun little thing here. And so for this week only, I'm doing a special that if you spend $100 on my website, not only do you get my monthly special, that's my thank you gift, which I always do, and you can always find that on my website, but with your $100 purchase, you're gonna get a free box of the pigment sprinkles because I love them. I love this technique, I love these. And so October's the start of a new Stampin' Up! Year, and I always like to kick things off with some extra specials. But the project I'm gonna do today uses the Spooktacular Bash, and this is my little October pin. If it ever gets cool enough in Indiana that I have to wear a jacket in October, this will be on my jean jacket. Super cute, and this is a little embellished one. And then I have a couple of these left that are my mini pins, and at my camp you get these. You get to pick one for every $50 you spend, and this month we'll have ones that are made with some of the more Thanksgiving, I think probably the Come Together paper. So with every $50 you spend at camp, you get to pick one of these. And so until I'm out of these, the little Halloween ones, which I'm sure will be gone by the end of this week. So if you spend $50 on my website, then I'll just throw one of these in. Sometimes if you spend $100, then you get one of these thrown in. So this is a new thing I've been doing. So I did want to show you those. So let's get going with the project. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Catalog in the US, if you don't have the holiday or the annual, just let me know in a message and I will be happy to send you one. So for this project, first, we need to make our treat. So I have some Rice Krispie treats. If you watched my Facebook Live on Friday, it was full. And you know, since then I've had people at my house. And I've made, this will be the 4th of these that I've made, because I made the sample, then I made one on Facebook Live, and then I made a second one on Facebook Live. So these are just not standard Rice Krispie treats, because mine are a little different. And then for these, I'm not a super sweet person, so I always like to put, mine have vanilla in them, and then these have, we went to Iceland and we got like flavored salts. So these have raspberry flavored salts. So there's like some flecks of like Blackberry Bliss in them. So they do have a little bit of flecks of purple. And then last night, during our Colts victory over the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm sorry if any of you are Kansas City fans, but we did win. Last night, the kids cut these, and they're no longer cut the direction that I need, so I'm gonna try to cut them a little different. But they need to go in our 3x6 bags. And the first one I made, I cut them more the size I normally cut our treats, because I make them super fat. And they were a little big for our bag. But these are our 3x6 gusseted cellophane bags, and they are food safe. So they need to go, they're gusseted, but I need to have a little bit more space up here than I had before to fold them over, and then I frost them this way because mine are super fat. So let's not cut it any longer than this. You can see some of my raspberry salt there because it's purple. So I didn't really think about it, because you know, when people just eat my Rice Krispie treats, they're just delicious, and so they don't really look at them. But last night when they were cut, I said they're not. It could kind of look like some bugs got stuck in it. I didn't realize it. Because normally I just put a little bit of regular salt. But I thought since I was going to be decorating these, the purple might be pretty. It didn't occur to me that it might look like bugs. But it's not bugs. And it does add just a fun little bit of adult flavor. Probably if you're giving these to little kids. So there we go. I'm going to flip this over and have a little wider side this way. Because like I said, my Rice Krispie treats are large. So I'm going to put this on a regular plate so I can frost them. And you know, sometimes my cats like to hop up on the table to help. Yeah, that's better. Unfortunately, the one that I have that's dry, because you do Frosties and then they need to dry, I don't know that the one that I cut the other day is going to be the right length, but we'll see. Okay. Trying to get off, you know, I hardly have enough space on my stamp table for this when I video with my camera and lights up here. So now to add some cooking stuff. So this, I just got some cream cheese frosting. You could make frosting, which, you know, I'm a huge fan of homemade and not junk. But if you're doing treats and it's already Halloween and you're gonna eat a ton of candy, what's one more little bit of junk for ease? So just put a thin coat of this. We're more going for the color, because, you know, the Rice Krispie treats are sweet enough as is. But we just need this to match our stamp. And, you know, it's all about making your food match your packaging, right? Because how many times have we made something and we make it so it matches our packaging? And you don't want it on too thick, because it does all need to dry before you can put it in your packaging. So when the girls come to camp, they're gonna make their Rice Krispie treat and they're gonna decorate it, but they're not gonna be able to put it in their packaging until they get home, because it does take a minute to dry. So I have this, and then another thing that I do, which I make really good homemade frosting, but I bought this again for ease, just of making it super simple and making it simple for camp, because this stays in here and it doesn't dry out, and there's plenty for the purposes that we need for this. So you just need to put some mummy stripes on it. Again, you don't want too much because it has to dry. So just draw some mummy band-aids on him. And just kind of go back and forth and go fast so they don't get too clumpy. The faster you drag it, the faster the skinnier they'll kind of be. So like that. And then I've just been keeping mine, and this has been in here since, like I said, I guess I did do the first one on Friday. So today is Monday, so it's still perfectly fine. Hopefully it will still be fine on Friday and Saturday when the girls need it. So then just kind of take these and kind of just press them down a little bit. You could probably actually do it with frosting out of the can, but again, we're going for ease at camp, and ease if you're making these to pass out to your coworkers or to friends, or if you have a Halloween party, or give them to your grandkids. Or how much fun would it be to stick these in your kid's lunchbox on Halloween? So, you know, we're going for fast and easy. So just kind of spread those out and try to get it, just because now I know the fatter this is, the longer it's going to take it to dry. And when you put it in the bags, if any of this is not dry, then it just smashes. So if you're flattening it out a little bit now, it's better than having it smashed to your bag later. So then just kind of all these little points that are here, just kind of smash those down. And there you see, we kind of have some mummy band-aids. You can stick all this out of the way. And then these are from, oh, I had an unopened package to show you, but I used them during my Facebook Live, and I kind of moved everything, and I thought I put it all back over here. I'll put them on the website. They're just from Target. I think you can also buy them on Amazon. They were cheaper at Target than they were at Amazon. And so then just give him 2 eyes. And do it while the frosting's wet so they stick. Here we go. And so now you have a little cream cheese Rice Krispie treat. Super cute, super easy. There was nothing difficult about that. And everybody, even if you don't make fancy Rice Krispie treats, everybody can make a Rice Krispie treat. And what we're going for is to match our little Spooktacular Bash mummy stamp. So let me put this out of the way because this one's wet and I don't want my cat to get anywhere near it. And then I'm going to take the 3x6 bag and the one that I made on Friday. So this one's been sitting out for a long time, so it should be nice and dry. And this one's just going to, my daughter asked about it and I said, yeah, this one's just going to be a demonstration one. Which, you know, sometimes I have those and they last in my studio for months. And then, you know, when I had kids, they would still be like, can we eat this? And I'm like, yeah, that's not edible anymore. So this one I did cut a little shorter than my original ones. So you just shove it down in here And then just fold this over. My other ones, I didn't have enough room here to fold much. So this one, barely enough. I really need like a 6.5-inch bag so you can give them a decent sized Rice Krispie treat. And then just take a stapler. I still have, if you still have the Stampin' Up! One, but any stapler will work. But don't ask where I got the one that says Stampin' Up! Because we don't sell it anymore. Oh, and maybe I just ran out of staples. I should have checked that before I started. I'll seal this one with Fuse. Now that it's a little longer, I should be able to. That's what I get for not checking my stapler. But I think now that they're a little, the other one I had no option because there wasn't enough left to fold over. But I think that you could seal these, especially if you're giving them out the same day that you made them, you could seal them. Okay, so now let's make our little bag topper. Wipe my hands off so I don't get my paper greasy. Okay, I've got the Spooktacular Bash. And you know, you don't need to make this take any humongous amount of time because everybody just wants the treat, right? And you know, if you give it to your mom or somebody, she might save the little tag, or your best friend. But face it, most of the people are just going to rip it off and eat the treat. Or you know, if you give it to your coworkers, or if you're a teacher, you know, and you give it to one of your teacher friends, some people are going to appreciate it more than others. We know the people who appreciate our stamped art, don't we? We know the ones who don't. So I just have a memento, and then I have the little mummy stamp, and I have the granite cardstock. And the reason I chose granite, one, it's my favorite color, but I also wanted to be able to color my mummy. So I'm going to do the outside with the blackberry. And these are the watercolor pencils. Oh, I think this is Gorgeous Grape, actually. But when you put it on the granite, it matches the blackberry paper fine. So you don't have to color perfectly because we're going to blend it with the blender pen. So just color that. But then, because it's on the granite, I can use my white watercolor pencil. And this is how I chose my coloring medium. So try not to color on top of the ink as much as you can with the white because it does dull it a little bit. I'm going to color all of his bandages, but not his eyeballs. That way his eyeballs will be still granite and they'll be a little bit more highlighted. So press kind of hard with your pencil. You don't want to break it. But our watercolor pencils are one of the most inexpensive and really one of our most versatile coloring mediums because you get tons of colors for not very much. You can take them on the road with you. You can take them on vacation. You can take them on an airplane and have a ton of color to color with. And you can get some really pretty artistic looks. And it's one of the only ways that you can get white. So got that. So then just take your blender pen. I have one that I've been using on the purple and one that I've been using for white. At camp, I will mark them so that way they don't have to keep scribbling off to change colors, and that way they won't get any of the purple on the mummy when they color, because you know nobody wants their mummy to be purple because we want them to match our Rice Krispie treat because it's all about matching the candy. So just kind of blend that in, and because I'm not switching colors, I don't have to squidgy off any of this. And then again, just try not to get so much on the black because it does just dull it a little bit. It makes it a little bit gray because obviously you're putting white over the gray. I mean over the black. And look how super cute he is. So then I took the dies that come in the bundle, and you've seen me use these before if you watched my hologram the Empire card, the little Dracula guy. And I did the frame out of some blackberry. I'm not going to do it again because I already had too much stuff on the table with my Rice Krispie treats and the frosting. So you just run those through the die cutting machine and they both just take one pass. Super easy. And then I just have a piece of vanilla cardstock. And because when I just stuck this together, I realized my tag doesn't have to be quite as big as I made it the first time, because now my treat bag's a little bit shorter, but you do want to make sure that this is folded. You do use your scoring blade on your trimmer or use a bone folder, because you don't want this. Sometimes when people make tags and they put them on treats and you don't have a nice pressed scoring thing, then they flip open like that. You don't want your tag flipping open. You want it to stay closed. So use something to make sure that you have this pressed. So you just need to stick this together. And then I did the Eat, Drink, and Be Scary. That comes in the stamp set on the inside. So you have that. That's it for the stamping. So it's super cute, but it doesn't, you're not spending a very long time. And if you're making, if you're making 10 or 12 of these, just do all of the stamping, then all of the coloring, and then all of the cutting. And it won't take very long to make them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to mount this on here, and then I'm just gonna take my scissors, because you know me, I'm not afraid to cut with scissors. I'm gonna put that a little bit off the top because I love the way this scrolly looks. And I love that I chose the vanilla, partly because it matched the frosting, but partly because look how pretty that scroll looks on the back of there. It just really highlights it. So then just take your scissors. It doesn't have to, just want to make sure that you stamp your words. You could stamp your words second. And then I'm going to lift that up a little bit so my scrolly will stick off the bottom here. It may get a little bit bent, and this may not be a little bit straight, but it doesn't matter because, like I said, nobody's going to keep the card. They're going to rip into the candy. And then I do have a video that I'm going to make, and if you saw my Facebook Live, I've dyed a whole bunch of the ribbon again, and then this is gray granite. So I dyed a whole spool of the polka dot tulle ribbon, and this is dyed gray granite, so I've done a ton of them. And when people ask me how to do it, I've always referred them over to my scattered Facebook posts where I've done it on Facebook Lives, like in different stages. So I am going to do one. They won't obviously be live because it's a timed process, but I am going to do a video. It's just messy. So my Facebook Live the other day, there was a lot of mess. There was frosting, there was pigment sprinkles, and there was lots of ink dye. It was not a usual one. So then what you need to do is you do need to staple this on here, and I'm out of staples. So just to hold this on for now, I'm going to put this here and then I'll staple it afterwards because I'm going to give this to one of my girlfriends tomorrow. So just put this on here. And then to cover up your staples, take this and just tie this around the bottom, and that will cover up your staples. Plus that looks super cute. And you don't have to do anything fancy. I mean, then mine's not going to stay on very well because it's not stapled on. So you can get the idea. Do that. And then when it's done, it's going to look like this. Aren't those the cutest things you ever saw? And they're super good. It would be too sweet for me because I can hardly do a Rice Krispie treat. I can't do a Rice Krispie treat with some coffee or with some hot tea. But to put that frosting on there, but I know my sweet friends, they will love it. My daughter will love it. Her friends will love it. So these would just be fun, you know, the week of Halloween or Halloween morning to take and just leave with all the people that you love. Just leave a little treat and not let them know that you've been there. Of course, when they see how cute it is and they know that you make cute things, they're going to know it was you that left it behind. But I hope you enjoy that. Have a nice day. And remember my special, if you spend $100 this week on my website, then you get free pigment sprinkles as well as my regular gift. And the first, until I'm out of these, I think I have maybe 2 left of these little pins. The first couple of you will also get the free little pin, and you're going to love those. So everybody have a great day. Bye.